So I wanted to go over this Guthrie case. Now, the news today, the latest news today, was that they got no matches on the DNA they found in the
Oh,
glove.
not on the back of the Land Rover? What they were checking on the back of the Land Rover and the glove or anything like that?
They found DNA on a glove, but there was
Oh.
no match. Like they ran it through the systems. So unless you're arrested like you were,
Yeah, I was.
that's
Convicted felon.
and I, yeah,
Don't tell ICE.
I broke, yeah, and I broke out of jail. No, so if your DNA is not on file, usually it doesn't come up, right? That's why I don't ever want to send my DNA to those 23andMe, whatever it is.
Oh, that's right.
First of all, I don't want to know if I'm not 100% Italian. I don't want to know, number one. And number two, I don't want my DNA.
Yeah, watch your stuff come back.
You're 100% Irish.
Irish and Czechoslovakian.
Yeah, Czechoslovakian. I don't want to know. And if you're Italian like me, you never want your DNA out there. Yeah. But there's no suspects now, no custody. And I will correct myself. They did clear the family. None of the DNA they found is any family members.
There's still people out there that don't think that's true.
I know.
The
sheriff said
that's why, as long as this keeps going on, it seems like more and more people are starting to not believe them, believe them, what's going on, this, that, and the other thing. But, hey, did you see the latest, though? I think this is pretty neat. Because she had a pacemaker.
I know where you're going, yeah.
It was hooked up to her phone. Well, when she got kidnapped or whatever, the phone got turned off, disconnected.
Right.
So what happens, just like any Bluetooth thing, when you turn on the Bluetooth or the thing is looking for something to pair up to.
Right.
Now they have a helicopter that flies maybe 50 or 100 feet up with a Bluetooth, some kind of apparatus that can pick up anything that's trying to ping and trying to get a sensor or something like that.
Yeah, the frequency. So
frequency.
So specifically what they had to do was go to the doctor or hospital that put it in, and they get the specific radio frequency of that pacemaker because everyone is different.
Oh, I didn't
So
know.
that when it comes into the
You
hospital...
mean every pacemaker is different.
Right. Every frequency is different, too, because it goes to the hospital through the air. And So they got that frequency, and that's what they're searching for. Just like you said, they're looking for that frequency.
I think
that's crazy, isn't it?
That is really...
Because even, God forbid, if she's not alive, if she's unlived...
Well, right, unlived. But that will still be sending a signal.
Transmitting or something, doing something, yeah.
Well, it hasn't worked because they've been doing it for
I know.
years. Nothing's coming up. Or the TMZ, that guy that...
Yeah.
He keeps getting all these little emails and stuff,
notes.
and I think they're not taking these things seriously.
Well,
there's a guy.
Saying they're all
well,
fake.
there's a guy there that says, "I know who did it.
Yeah, I
Give
know.
me 1 Bitcoin, and I'll tell you who did it."
Yeah.
And they're all kind of like laughing and kind of carrying on. But maybe this guy, maybe they should be looking at this guy, and he's claiming that he knows they went over the border and he knows who they are.
Yeah, I know. But I guess I don't know how credible that is. And then he said. He kind of backed it down and said, all right, give me half a Bitcoin.
Right.
And then when I tell you and you catch him and it is him, then give me the rest.
Right.
So that's the game he's playing right now.
Or now, I think now the Bitcoin is what, 75,000 or 80,000?
Down to 68.
So now he wants the $100,000.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I mean, but the problem is he says he's got a record. And he's worried that if he gives his name up, that
they're going to get him.
They're going to get him. So...
There's so many twists in this thing. It is absolutely ridiculous.
I don't think we're ever going to know. I think eventually it's just going to kind of go away. I mean,
what happened to her? What happened to Mom? I mean,
I think they're never going to.
I
don't know.
I think she died early on. In my opinion, which I really don't want this to be real, but it's possible she died early on, and that could be why they're not getting legit notes or ransom. Because if you don't have a live person, you can't hold ransom. She's got to be alive for them to pay. So I don't know.
So you think that maybe she, in the first day or two or 2 or 3 days, she's gone. Mm-hmm. What do they do with the body?
It was a struggle. Well, that's the thing. Now they got to find a body, and it's terrible. I can't imagine.
And then where do those guys go? They figure if they bury the body and just disappear?
Don't know. I don't know. But the sheriff was on a big interview today, and this is where he said that none of the DNA matched Nancy match Nancy or any other person in her close circle. So that's anybody that was working at the house, the family members, any of that stuff. Now this black glove. Now the next step was what they're saying is they're going to Walmart and letting them look at cameras because all this stuff was bought at Walmart. All the stuff. They think
Even the gloves?
the gloves, the jacket,
I know the backpack.
the backpack. They even think that the holster that he had
Oh,
was bought there. So if Walmart's going through their stuff right now to see if they can see somebody buying all that particular, items, and they got cameras all over.
might have bought it 2-3 years ago.
I know. That's the thing. How do you
Yeah.
go back and do all that?
It's a terrible situation. It really is.
And then
And then the FBI, supposedly,
Right,
story
right.
now, FBI is not getting along with the police, the
Yeah.
local police. They're in.
the sheriff's trying to hold on to it, and the FBI wants to get more involved, and and in the meantime, you're playing with somebody's mother.
Yeah.
The life of a mom here. But they described the male as 5'9", 5'10", tall, average build, wearing a black backpack. Okay, there you go. Now we can find them. There's like 4,000 kids out there that we reach. There's absolutely nothing coming out of this, and this is so frustrating. The FBI they raise a reward, I think.
Yeah. To 100,000.
$100,000. Okay. Yeah, for any information, and nothing's coming in. And then you see Savannah, and I feel so bad for her. She's just pleading with these guys, just give her back her mom. Now, and then today, something came out where they thought it was a botched robbery. Now they're not saying kidnapping; it might have been a botched robbery, but the sheriff shot that down right away. So, so this could go on forever.
That's what I think it's gonna go on, and eventually just disappear, and nobody's gonna really. They're just gonna mark it up that she's missing and never be found, and they're never gonna be.
I know. So no arrest. No.